Okay, here we have our vertical stretch and compression and reflection. So ignoring the sign, the bigger the number, the more stretched it gets. And we're stretching vertically here, so you can imagine pulling the graph upwards. Also, the negative here is going to reflect it vertically, so it'll end up reflecting across the x-axis. So whatever's above will be below. So what I'm going to do now, since this is a vertical stretch, I'm going to take each of my points, I'm going to take the y values and multiply them by 2. So for example, the y value of this first point is 0 times 2 is still 0. So I'll leave that point there. My next point, the y value is 1 times that by 2, you get 2. So I'm not changing my x value, but I'm going to change the y value to 2. Okay, my next point is right here. The y value is 2. Times that by 2, you get 4. So I'm going to move this point up to 4. My last one, the y value is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. So I'm going to move this point up to 6. And now I can draw my new square root curve. So you can see that this has been stretched vertically. It's like we pulled it away from the x-axis. But I'm not done yet because I have this negative in front of the 2. So I need to take this graph and reflect it downwards. So all that's going to happen is I'm going to change the y values from positive to negative. So now this is at negative 2. This next one's at negative 4. And my last one is at negative 6. So I'm going to scribble out this last one that I did. And here is my new graph. Okay, let's talk about the equation. So the negative 2 is in front of f of x. F of x and the square root of x are the same thing, so I can replace f of x with square root of x. It'll look like this. G of x equals negative 2 square root of x. That is the equation for this red graph. Here we have a quadratic. We are going to compress it by a factor of 1/2. Vertically compress it by 1/2. So again, I'm going to take all of my y values for each of these points, and now I'm going to take 1/2 of them. So I'm going to divide it by 2. So I'm going to start here at 0. 0 divided by 2 is still 0. Both of these points, the y values are at 1. So if I took half of that, I would have 1/2, or 0.5. So I'm going to change the y values for each of those to 0.5. Okay, my next points, both of these y values are at 4. Take half of 4, it's 2. So I'm going to move these down to 2 instead of 4. And again, I'm only paying attention to y values because this is a vertical compression. Okay, my last points are up here at 9. I want to take half of that, which would be 4.5. So move those down from 9 to 4.5 would be right here and right here. Now I can draw my parabola. And you can see that it has been vertically compressed, so it's a little bit wider. You can think about when you have a hamburger and it's too large, so you squish it down, right? When you squish it down vertically, things get wider.